On today's episode of The Front Row, we are at the Lubbock Public Media Studios, and our special guest on the program today is Tony Kite, who is with the Friends of the Library, and they're the ones that do the book sale at the library. And here today, we're about to explore that and unpack that a little bit so we know a little bit more about what's going on with the library and these book sales. Tony, welcome. Thank you very much for being on the show today.
Well, thank you, Clint. I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
Tell us, first of all, who are the Friends of the Library?
Anybody and everybody is a friend of the library. Can be, anyway. It's a volunteer organization, began in 1967, and has been serving the public library system here in Lubbock and Lubbock County for well over 50 years now. And it's anyone who is interested in helping out the public by providing services to assist us with the book sales and processing the books that are donated to us, or just like to be around books and want to be able to handle those and help us out in that way. And also it's an opportunity for people to have another level of social engagement. We have many volunteers that are there for the interactions with other volunteers and people of like mind.
Right, a chance for a community of people coming together to do something that's of interest to all of you, right?
That's correct.
Yeah. Well, tell us a bit more about your activities with the book sale. What is that and how did that come about?
Well, the Friends of the Library is designed to raise money to help the library system with various activities that they can't fund through normal public funds. Their budget, of course, through the city and the county is somewhat limited, and there are things they would like to do beyond what they can normally get funded that way. So we provide the additional funds through the book sales to help do that. Basically, do you mind if I take you through the pathway that brings us to the book sale?
Oh, please do. That would be very interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course, all of our books are donated from the public. We have donation sites at the Groves and Go-To-Key libraries, as well as sheds at the United supermarkets at 82nd and Frankfort and 129th in Indiana. People donate their books there. We have volunteers who process those and box them for transport to the main library at 9th and Avenue L, the Mahon Public Library. And in that process then, we bring those books in. We have 50 active volunteers on a continual basis. And by active, I mean we'll put in 1 or 2 hours a week and even up to 1,500 hours a year in some cases that will process those books. Now, some of those books may not be saleable. Unfortunately, we do get donations of books that have been damaged or that are too written in or something about them, we just can't sell them. So we have a recycling capability there. We have books that we get too many copies of, and so we have outlets to provide those to other organizations through the prison system or through, as far as kids' books are concerned, we have donations to the various schools that give the books out free to the kids. And then also there's other volunteer organizations or nonprofit organizations that benefit from our excess. And then finally, we have books that we can either sell online for anywhere from $15 on up, or we have the rest of our books in the library at the Mahon Library basement, which is the Friends of the Library bookstore. And there we have well over 250,000 books on the shelf that we sell, most of them for $1 for hardbacks and 50 cents for paperbacks. And so those books come in, they're sorted into genre to make sure it's easier to find. And then we have chairmen for various genre that will evaluate, is this a book that's saleable here? Is this something we want to consider for online? Is this something we want to pass on somewhere else? And then we have, starting in 2025, we're going to have 10 sales a year. We can't keep the bookstore open continuously just because of a lack of volunteers. But we have primarily toward the end of the month, and as much as possible as the last weekend of the month, we'll have the bookstore open for Friday and Saturday. And that's where most people know about the Friends of the Library, is from our bookstores, because we've been doing that for the decades. Mm-hmm. And as a result, we have these opportunities to come in. browse the books, take what time you want. We even have grocery carts. We have people that fill up those grocery carts. And when you're talking about 50 cents for paperbacks and $1 for hardbacks, it doesn't take a lot of money to pay for that. It's a lot cheaper than a grocery cart full of groceries.
Yeah, yeah.
And so we have that, and then those funds are accumulated, between our online sales and our direct sales through the bookstore, and that is aggregated along with other funds that we administer for the library. They can't receive grants directly. They can't receive donations directly because of being the city organization. So where there are grants and donations that are made, they come to the Friends of the Library for specific use by the library, and then we help them to process that and make sure that it's accounted for.
Wow, this is an incredibly sophisticated process that you have and methodology for processing your books. Please continue. This is really interesting.
Well, it has developed over many, many years, so we've had a lot of time, and we're always refining it as well to try to make sure that we have the best way of our volunteers giving them their time. We want them to have a good experience.
Yeah.
And many of our volunteers are retired. We are associated through the RSVP, the a Retired Senior Volunteer Program, and they help recruit for us. But we also have those that just word of mouth from other volunteers that have come in. And then also we work with the schools, both high school, colleges, for students that need volunteer hours for maybe an organization or for their college entrance applications, things of this nature. And so we have student volunteers that come in and help us out periodically. Primarily on the book sales themselves, they're there to provide the strong backs to help carry out books, because those carts full of books have to be carried out to the cars. So we have that. But the bookstore is open on Friday and Saturday when we do have them open. This weekend, October 25th and 26th of 2024. And on Fridays, it is exclusively for members of the Friends of the Library. Membership is only $10 a year for individuals or family. And we do have patron donations, members who provide a higher fee or a higher amount to us, anywhere from $25 on up. This is a special donation. But they have that privilege of coming in on Fridays before the general public is invited in on Saturday. And so that's one of the benefits of membership. Additionally, the online sales, if you are a Friends of the Library member, you get a 25% discount on anything we have listed online. And that's another very nice benefit. But we do provide some communication. We have our newsletters 3 or 4 times a year that come out and give you some information about what's happening and different events that are going on. And then on Saturday, it's open to the general public. So anybody and everybody is welcome to come in. And we will have, several thousand people, at least 2,000 or 3,000 people that will pass through, when you talk about families, groupings, and things of this nature on those weekends. And so those funds do come into us and are used for the library. The bookstore is open on Fridays and Saturdays both from 9 to 2. Doesn't sound like a lot of hours, but that's quite a bit of time once you get in there. Mm-hmm. And once we have our last entry at 2 o'clock, we allow the people another hour to complete their purchases. So you shop till 3 o'clock.
Gotcha.
But if you're not a member of the Friends of the Library, you can join at the door. And or if you have been a member and just maybe your membership has lapsed, you can renew that at the door as well. So for that $10, you have that privilege on Friday to be in there and take advantage of everything we have available. And as I said, with 250,000 books on the shelves, and we are able to have really high quality books because the public donations are very nice, generally speaking. We do have those that we can't sell, but we are able to pick and choose the ones we want to share with the public through the sales to make sure you're getting something of value.
Right. That sounds so fantastic. So you said online sales. I take it there's a way then to actually peruse the books that you have before you go, maybe, or to buy online. Is that possible?
Well, we do not have the books in the bookstore listed anywhere.
Okay.
That's a very volatile, changes on a monthly basis.
Okay.
When we sell, thousands of books on the weekend, we get thousands more to load in
Okay.
and to put back on the shelves. So we're having that turnover completely. Our online sales are primarily on eBay, and we have an eBay store. It's online. It's fol.lubbock is our username, is our seller name on eBay. So if you're familiar with eBay, you can get in and get to our site through their search engine. So those are the ones that we have available there, and that's normally going to be high level of those are the nonfiction books. So it's the reference items. Perhaps there's some antique or vintage books that cover topics that people are interested in, either because of the time period that it covers, or we've even had a lot of sales to people that are buying it because their dad is in a certain business, and this is a vintage book about his business from back in the 20s or 30s or something of this nature. So it's a novelty type of thing in some cases. Right. But we have also some very good art books and just about everything you can think of, just about any genre we have. And if you have any interest, we probably got some books on that area.
Right. How did you get involved in the Friends of the Library?
I was nearing retirement age back in 2013 and decided, I wanted to be doing something in a volunteer fashion. That was one of the things in my mind that says volunteer or retirement doesn't mean you stop doing things.
Right.
You just get to shift your activities. So I began with just doing a couple of hours a week on Tuesday evenings as a volunteer. And then when I retired, I shifted that over to starting to do about 10 to 12 to 15 hours a week, just depending on my other commitments. And it just kind of has been a consistent thing since that point in time. And so I've really enjoyed it. I work mostly with the online sales, so I evaluate those books, take pictures of them, list them, and just grin as people, find their treasures.
Right.
And we're able to ship them. We have shipped to, I believe it's now up to 17 foreign countries, as well as every state in the U.S. And we'll ship out anywhere from 300 to 500 books a month, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's pretty good bit of work. 10 to 12 books a day for us, for the small number of volunteers that we have to process.
Right. Great. So there is a book sale coming up this weekend, provided by the Friends of the Library. And tell us again times, dates, and how people can participate.
Okay. Friday, October 25th, 9 to 2, members only, shop till 3. You can join at the door or renew your membership that way. On Saturday, open to the public, 9 to 2, shop till 3. Anybody's welcome to come in. And this is in the basement of the Mahon Library at 9th and Avenue L. And you basically just come in and you'll see signs, or they can direct you to the elevator or the stairway to the basement in order to get there. And we do have an elevator for those that need that available as well. And for more information, we do have our website. It's Lubbock, FOL, LUBBOCK, and that will take you to our web pages, which have information on our sales, on our online, volunteer activities and opportunities, and just other information about that as well. If you have some specific questions or would like to know more about specifically volunteering or something of this nature, or how to bring in a large volume of books, and you don't want to have to take them and just put them in one of the sheds, you can contact us at fol@lubbockfol.org. So it's fol@lubbockfol.org. And that will allow us to direct that to the person who can most easily assist you and most effectively assist you with your question.
Excellent. Great. Tony Kite, our special guest on the front row today. Thank you so much for helping us understand the Friends of the Library and the book sale that's coming up this weekend.
Clint, thank you very much, and I'm glad that we were here.